This is the sixth essential skill you need to build your career. We are going to focus on the section entitled Streamlining Efficiency and Productivity. This section consists of 4 lessons. The first is Efficiency 01, Time is of the Essence, Tips for Time Management. EF02, Project or Process, Streamlining Project Management. EF03, Don't Waste My Time, Decisive Meeting Management. And EF04, Step-by-Step Quality Improvement. This lesson is called Don't Waste My Time, Decisive Meeting Management for Results and Progress.
Meetings are an effective means of communication for sharing ideas, resolving problems, and updating team members on projects. The effectiveness of this meeting, however, varies greatly depending on how much thought and control is given. Most individuals do not look forward to meetings because they perceive the meetings as boring or a waste of time. So your job as a meeting facilitator is to be able to utilize meetings in an informative and motivational way by conducting a well-run meeting. Good meetings are those that have specific agendas, are perceived as worthwhile, and are enjoyable to attend. In this module, we'll focus on how to effectively handle the following issues: how to prepare for a meeting, control the meeting, conclude the meeting, and set an action plan for getting projects and tasks accomplished. Here are some good reasons to hold a meeting, because meetings are not always necessary, but there are several good reasons for holding a face-to-face meeting or a Zoom call: to exchange information, to get input from staff members, to make or recommend a course of action, to build teamwork, to update team members on issues that impact each other, to train or enlighten, or to obtain commitment for a course of action. There are various types of meetings which provide good reasons to get people together and spend time discussing issues. The top-down meeting is a kind of meeting designed to dispense information without discussion. Use it when you need to tell employees of a change or predetermined decision that affects them. To use this kind of meeting, you should know exactly what you want to accomplish and execute it. The problem-solving meeting is a type of meeting that's useful when you realize that there is a problem that requires discussion, collaboration, and resolution. The information-sharing meeting is a type of meeting that encourages people to report on their activities in common or independent projects. In this format, everyone has an opportunity to comment, exchange ideas, and ask questions. It's not essential that solutions are discovered, but that the process of problem examination continues. The pep rally meeting is a type of meeting designed to help you gauge the pulse of the workplace, measure the attitude of the group, and discover how people feel about a particular project. These meetings are used to explore ideas, issues, and feelings. Sometimes pep rally meetings are required when projects have fizzled and employees don't seem to be as motivated as they should be. An important aspect to manage is group dynamics. The size of the team plays an important role in the results that your team can achieve. Holding a meeting of a group of less than 7 people is more manageable. Meetings can be called at short notice. The group can use flip charts to brainstorm ideas, and group agreement can be obtained easily. These meetings can be kept brief and productive, and many problems can be resolved. However, meetings of this size rarely include all necessary decision makers, nor are enough diverse members included. Include a variety of people that have an interest in the project. Don't exclude members of key departments, particularly if the issue concerns them directly. For example, a team meeting to resolve issues regarding the computer system should involve and be supported by a member of the IT department. Another point to consider is where to meet. You may not have a choice of meeting rooms, but generally speaking, a conference room is the most appropriate space, although sometimes you may want to meet off-site or stand up in a work location. If you're going to meet in a conference room, you'll want to check out the meeting environment to enhance interaction. Show up at the meeting site ahead of time to make certain you have the necessary supplies and equipment. If you're going to use a computer and project the screen, make sure that's all set up before anyone arrives. You'll need pens, flip charts, possibly other supplies. Also, the seating arrangement should be conducive to your meeting. A round table is generally the best alternative to equalize power among the team members. And make sure that you have enough chairs so team members won't have to stand in the back. There should be enough space between the seats so team members are able to write on the table and don't feel crowded. One of the most important things you can do is set the agenda. Prepare it and set it out in advance. Include the purpose of the meeting. Determine what the purpose of the meeting is and what results you expect to achieve and what decisions need to be made. Planning the agenda, prepare a written agenda for the meeting. Assign time spans for discussion of each topic and indicate who is involved in the discussion of each issue. Also include details on the agenda such as the date, the time, the location, who the meeting facilitator is, which participants are invited, and also if they're supposed to bring additional materials or reports. With regard to handouts, you may want to consider providing background information such as articles, reports, the agenda, and any other pertinent information. Give participants a chance to prepare for the meeting by providing them with this information in advance if possible. Also, prepare any audiovisual aids. Generally, your options are flip charts, overheads, or handouts. Pre-made flip charts are helpful, particularly if they are detailed and complex. Overheads or slides are only effective if they are easy to read and meaningful. Charts and graphs help visual people see trends and patterns. You may just want to provide the handouts electronically to save some paper. However, if you do print them out, use a color printer if possible, because surveys show that more credibility is given to facilitators using color handouts. Being the meeting facilitator doesn't mean you have to do everything, so assign roles and responsibilities to other people. The meeting facilitator's role is to keep the meeting on track and engage all the participants. You can delegate responsibility to other people for taking notes, taking care of logistics, such as managing the audiovisual equipment, or refilling supplies if necessary. If you have invited key people for their expertise, inform them ahead of time that their role in the meeting will be to act as the representative of that department, project, or function. Advance warning will allow the subject matter expert to prepare their thoughts in advance, anticipate any questions, and come prepared to respond to inquiries about their area of expertise. Kick the meeting off and set the proper tone. Make sure you start on time. Don't reward late team members by postponing the meeting for them, and don't penalize those that are able to arrive on time. Start right on time and fill in the latecomers on necessary information later. Try to establish the habit that your team starts and stops meetings on time as one of your team ground rules. Start the meeting with a discussion of meeting objectives and the agenda, and then start the discussion with fact-finding questions. Save opinion-seeking questions until all the facts are in. Follow your agenda and stick to your plan. If a topic comes up that's important but not relevant to your agenda, park or defer that issue to a subsequent meeting. Don't allow others to dominate the meeting with their own hidden agendas. Keep a record of the meeting. If you have delegated this to a note taker, make sure that they are taking detailed notes so you can focus on leading the meeting. At all times, control the meeting. Stick to your agenda and keep things moving, trying to stay in line with your timed agenda. Guide the meeting without monopolizing it. Sidetrack unnecessary conversations. Manage conflicts successfully. And try to find common ground. Be accurate in restating the participants' point of view. Make sure that team members are engaged and participating in the content of the meeting and aren't just tuning out. If you're not leading the meeting but are just there as a participant, actively listen and stay engaged. Be prepared with your thoughts and ideas. Certainly show up on time and focus on the topic of the meeting. Speak up with your ideas or concerns and do your part to follow through on action items assigned to you after the meeting. Keeping participants involved requires that you ask questions to the group and keep the discussion lively. You should ask questions when you need more energy, attention, and participation from people. You need to know how well you have been understood by individuals in the group. If you're talking too much and want more interaction. If you want to test new ideas and concepts to gauge audience reaction to them. If you're unclear what the correct answer is, but you want the discussion to help determine the answer. Or if you want to lead the group to a conclusion or answer, which you would rather have them make on their own. When handling questions, there are 3 ways to engage reluctant speakers. You could single one participant out to answer the question. This is good because it wakes people up, puts them on the spot, and gives you added control and authority. It also gives the person who will answer the question the chance to prepare a response and be heard. However, this technique also increases people's stress levels and breaks the relaxed atmosphere, and it might embarrass a person who doesn't have an answer or will say something that's not pertinent to the discussion. Secondly, you could ask the whole group a question and let volunteers answer it. This is good because it allows those who are unable or unwilling to answer to remain quiet and comfortable, but it allows people to learn from each other and gives a number of answers to a single question, thus allowing a broader understanding of a topic. However, what could happen is the more talkative members dominate the discussion, and they may bring up issues or answers that are not pertinent to the discussion. The third way is to ask a question, wait a few moments, then call on an individual or the group as a whole. You could prompt an answer by giving a hint or some encouragement, like, come on, we need some interaction here. Or you could rephrase the question so it's more clear, or you could answer it yourself. If you're ready to conclude the meeting, wrap up the meeting and bring it to a definitive conclusion. Restate what you've agreed on and the action plan resulting from the meeting, and end the meeting on a positive note. Praise the results of the meeting, and make sure you adjourn on time. Any unresolved issues can be left to a subsequent meeting or followed up with email. The meeting facilitator will have to be proactive in getting team members to take action on the plan that was established. To track and monitor the results, it's helpful to have a written document which lists assigned action items. The person you assign to take notes can assist in preparing the minutes of the meeting, but it is the meeting facilitator's responsibility to keep the team on track. To get results after the meeting, keep these ideas in mind. Analyze the results of the meeting. What were your strengths and weaknesses? What could you do better in the next meeting? Ask for feedback from the participants. Were the needs of the team met? Summarize the results of the meeting. State the date and subject of the meeting, participants' input, comments and complaints, questions asked and answers given, and open issues that need to be resolved. And then follow up with team members to ensure that details are followed through on. With video calls, you're going to follow basically the same principles, but here are some special considerations when you're conducting meetings via video. You and your team can set some ground rules so everyone knows what's expected. Look at items such as limiting noises in the background, decorum about what team members can have on their backgrounds during video calls, whether they have to be on mute or on the video call themselves or just their picture. You also might want to cover points such as interruptions, so people don't interrupt each other and take turns speaking. Also, don't take up too much time on the floor talking at people. Stop to ask questions and engage your team in the conversation. Use the raise hand feature or the chat box to encourage people to provide input. Video calls are not that effective with over 10 people. Larger groups mean that people are hesitant to talk or raise questions. Polls can be helpful in keeping larger groups interactive. At least you can ask for an opinion, and afterwards you have facts to go by. But it's important to set standards so everyone knows what to expect when they get on a video call. They can blur their background if their room is messy, but it is hard to know that the person is on the call if you cannot see them, and you rarely hear any commentary from them because they're on mute. In summary, you want to prepare for the meeting, create an agenda, and stick to it. Establish a productive environment and keep control of the meeting. And then after the meeting's over, follow up with details resulting from the meeting. By following these guidelines, you'll have more effective meetings and you'll have better results from the meetings. Thank you. This has been a presentation of Eye to Eye Workplace. The topic was meeting management.
Congratulations, you just completed one of more than 30 modules from Eye to Eye Workplace. These modules are provided on YouTube for your benefit to preview the extensive training content of our management training modules. After 4 modules, you can take a multiple choice online 10-question test based on the content of 4 of the videos on YouTube. There are tests available for team leadership, interviewing and hiring, talent management, performance management, communication, efficiency, and customer service. You'll earn a certificate of completion. For only $9.99, you can document your management success. Go to eyetoeyeworkplace.com/store, pay $9.99 for each module, and you'll get a link to the certification test. For more high-impact, low-cost training, follow Eye to Eye Workplace on LinkedIn and YouTube. Or visit our website at www.eyetoeyeworkplace.com. Thank you.